The next one is an absolute party. Brentford 4-1 at home, hosting Chelsea -154 at Bet365. The draw here is +280. BJ, I mean, this one, if you've been listening to this podcast, it should be pretty obvious how this breakdown is going to go. All three of us are going to be on the same side, and it's not going to be Chelsea.
Yeah, the market just continues to tell everybody that Brentford sucks. Like they're terrible. They're a bottom half table team. Like, and it's just not true. Like, yeah, they didn't deserve, to get the win against Brighton. I thought Brighton was by far the better team. Tony got a penalty, he, cool back heel off of their one big scoring chance, and that was about it for Brentford. But it comes down to, once again, we've said it a million times, but they are just so incredibly difficult to play at the Brentford Community Stadium. I mean, United and Arsenal have gone there this season. United obviously got pummeled 4-0. Arsenal won 3-0, but the XG was only 1-0.5 in that match. Since their promotion to the Premier League, they've had 8 matches versus the Big Six. They have a +0.9 expected goal differential in those 8 matches. And the only teams they've lost the expected goals battle to is City, Liverpool, and then Arsenal this season. When Chelsea went there last year, they won 1-0. But Brentford completely dominated the match from a chance creation aspect. I mean, they beat them on XG 1.6 to 0.3. They outshot Chelsea 17-5 and had 43 touches in Chelsea's penalty area. And what's interesting about that match is the timing of when it happened in the season. It was Chelsea's coming off a 1-0 loss at home to United. Then they lost to Juventus on the road in the Champions League. And they came back and they put up 3.6 expected goals against Southampton. Everybody thinks the offense is back. They go on the road to Brentford and they just create nothing. But then after that match, they went 13 straight matches of creating over 1.5 expected goals in each match. Like, it was just there's this weird outlier of like, hey, how do they only create 0.3 against Brentford? Well, Brentford's low block, like we've been talking about, they're incredibly hard to get the ball into the penalty area against them. And Chelsea, let's be honest, they did not deserve to beat Aston Villa this weekend. I mean, Aston Villa created over 2 expected goals against them, had an expected threat of 1.8. What's most interesting is Villa had a 64% field tilt in that game. Like, they actually dominated in the final third. And the biggest part of it is like they did it without pressing. Like, they only created 3 high turnovers. Their passes per defensive action was only 11, but yet they were still able to get 12 deep completions and 13 shots into the penalty area. So if you're looking for a team that can do a very similar game plan as that and actually, be somewhat effective with it as well, Brentford is absolutely that team. Also, for whatever reason, I mentioned that on last week's pod that, hey, Steven Gerrard actually kind of outmanaged Graham Potter in the 2 meetings, that Aston Villa beat them Brighton on XG. Well, the same kind of thing happened with the Brentford-Brighton matches last year between Frank and Potter. Brighton over the 2 matches was held to just 1.1 expected goals, no big scoring chances, and just 6 shots from inside the penalty area. So I think Thomas Frank will have a similar game plan that Aston Villa had, be able to keep Chelsea at bay. And this is also, this is sandwich city here for Chelsea because they got United on deck this weekend. And this is their 3rd road match. If you take, the Champions League match, a West London derby, unbelievable spot here for Brentford. So I'm on them +1, -140. Don't hate them, plus half a goal at anything plus money either.
A couple of statements that I didn't think we'd be saying this Premier League season. One, Brighton are -250 under favorite. The other one, Kepa standing on his head. It was really, really good for Chelsea in their 2-0 very lucky win over Aston Villa. Like you said, this Chelsea team is still kind of working out the kinks as they transition. And I think that was pretty evident, giving up 2.45 expected goals to the worst offensive team in the Premier League outside of Bournemouth. In terms of expected goals, fifth match for Chelsea. This one will be since October 1st. United on deck. I think this is just a really, really good spot to back Brentford. I'll be on the money line 4-1. They're at home too. We love playing the Bees at the Brentford Community Stadium, especially against the big 6. Anthony.
102 minutes today for Kai Havertz and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang together up top for Chelsea. 1 shot. Reece James out, potentially through the World Cup now. Big loss. He looked like he was in the middle of a breakout season for them. He's really important for what Potter wants to do. I don't know what they're going to do without him. I think it's a major flag here. Raheem Sterling playing at like wing back. Don't love that. N'Golo Kante remains out. Wesley Fofana is out to the World Cup, and Thiago Silva picked up a knock today, may not play.